Hey, it's Oracle. I wanted to share my story. Maybe I can sit on top of that. Hold on, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that before. Is it gonna hold me? It'll hold me. Of course. Let's make sure. Yeah, it'll be fine. That's much better. I wanted to share my story about so you can hear me for real. About my experience with these people that I met, and I come across a lot of Christians, so I attract a lot of I would say I won't say I attract a lot of religious people, but I know for me why they're guided to my path. Like every single time I go to South Florida, it's always something with Jehovah's Witness, and I'm cool with Jehovah's Witness. I never had any, like, the ones that I met were pretty decent. But I know there's different sectors and there's different types of Christian and like Catholic and all of this other subcategories. But I don't even know what kind they were. But these people had walked up to me, and I'll share what the message is. I mean, you can grab pretty easily what the message is, but I'll say that at the end. But this was my experience. It was a wild ass experience, bro. Like, that was just wild. And so my experience is these ladies just walked up to me. I was just minding my business, my black ass business. And I was actually about to leave, and they walked up to me. And this is like maybe the 4th or 5th Christian who has approached me on this trip. Usually they usually just have a word for me. Like something will just come through. Like God will literally just speak through them. Or they usually they leave me a message. Always leaving me a message. Some leave me a message in money, some leave me a message in money and products that I may need, and like gifts and stuff. And then, well, these ladies sat down and prayed with me. They was like, "Can we come pray with you?" And I'm like, "Sure," because I was going through, and not gonna hold you, I was going through it. I needed it, so I'm like, okay, wow. And I prayed. It was divine. It was right on time, because I'm like, okay, I prayed like I literally was just praying earlier for like something, and they came my way. And they prayed with me. I opened up to them. They opened up to me about their stories. We kind of just connected for like 30 minutes. And it's just like, we're having a church service if you want to come. And I'm like, sure, of course. Why not? And so I go to church service with them. And when you walk in, there's like these flags. They have these giant, because you know I love my silk fans. They had like their own like silk fans. And I got to just grab it and dance to the band that was playing. It was a band. I don't think they were like a full band. They were playing instruments together in the church, singing a gospel song. It's about like love and like God and all of that, and just it was so peaceful and relaxing, and like it was just a very beautiful energy, and it was going so good. And then we sat down for the ceremony, and like I went to the bathroom. When I came out, they were already talking. And I'm sorry, I went to the car to change, and I walk in and they're already talking. Oh, so I don't have my thing. I'm gonna get into it. I realized I walked out first to change, and then I came back. So yeah, after I changed, I came back, and he took me through his forgiveness thing, which was cool for like my parents or whatever. And he knew things that I knew, like he knew things about me without me telling him. So it's one of those things. A lot of pastors do that, but anyways. It wasn't like a ceremony. It was just kind of like just music, like dancing and music, and just singing of love and just expressing yourself. And then we do like a prayer circle or like a prayer thing. We pass the mic around. Everybody says whatever comes up for them, whatever prayer, affirmation, whatever they want to say on the mic. And I was the last one to do it. I did it when I came out of the bathroom a second time. And it was really nice. But then this guy, he looked at my thing. He's like, "You have a stronghold over you." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't. Like, I've done so much clearing and like soul tie, like clipping and stuff. And he was like saying that there was still a soul tie. And like, I'm not saying he's wrong, because I definitely felt some of it lingering still. But I'm like, I just know, like, they just made it seem like I was possessed, like there was some demon inside of me or something. And again, given what I've gone through, I'm not saying it was necessarily 100% incorrect. But like that goes deeper into what is demons, what are daemons, what are angels, what is light and what is dark. We all have those aspects of ourselves. It makes the whole human. And this goes deeper into astrology, but we're not going to get into that right now. And then the girl's like, well, we don't do astrology, we don't do that. They were just so like, oh, she's not a medium. I'm like, I knew this girl was a medium. When she was talking to me, she could pick up like the way that she would just like tap into what I'm like, tap into me and like tell me something, give me something like that she would know nothing about, because I didn't say nothing about it. So like, and I could tell just when she's talking, I'm like, she is a medium. Like, I mean, I guess they don't want to use those names because it's like, that's esoteric or that is pagan. So they're very sensitive about those types of terminologies. But she was like, she's not a medium. Jesus is just in her heart. And I'm like, okay. And it's just like stuff like that, to where they'll say things. And they kept saying Jesus loves you so much, which is true. I am loved. I appreciate it. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of I love yous, and Jesus loves you so much. God loves you so much. You're a beautiful person. You have beautiful energy. And there was just a lot of that love. But it got weird for me. At the first time it got weird was at the ceremony. It was cool, it was fun, I was dancing, but then we got down, okay, the music stopped, everybody stopped dancing, we stopped singing. We're on the mic now the pastor's talking to me, and I gave him permission to get in my personal space, because I'm like, okay, I trust these people. And I was very vulnerable at the time. Like, I felt like, okay, they opened up to me, she helped me while I cried. I didn't even know I had to cry like that. So now they're here, they got me coffee, she done bought me food, like, they doing all of these things for me. So I'm like, okay, shit, at this point, I might as well open up. You're already sitting in front of me, less than a foot away from me. Like, so I opened up. Like, he already reading me anyway, without me even telling him. So I let him, like, this is super sensitive for me. I let him touch my crown, because he asked permission. And so I let him, I let him go above my head, and I didn't have my head wrapped because it was way too hot. I was sweating, my body was overheating while they were playing, and like my crystals felt like they was burning my skin. So I took my crystals off, like I could not have them on. And yeah, and I the only thing I had left was my necklace. Y'all used to see me with my turtle, right? My turtle is gone. I'm pretty sure that man got my turtle, but I'm not attaching myself to it like anymore. Like, but that was my fucking, if y'all know, y'all know, that was a talisman. If you know, you know. And I was like, okay, I'm in a Christian church, I'm at church, and it used to be a bar, which is ironic as fuck, right? I'm like, I'm here and I'm safe. Like, I definitely felt safe, but honestly, after they left, I felt very paranoid, because they let me sleep there. They gave me a place to sleep. They didn't have to do that, but I'm glad they did, because the alternative was not it. I'm glad that they gave me a place to sleep. It was a really nice couch. It was so nice. And I slept there, and they told me to just not open the door for nobody, because you're here by yourself. But the door was locked. And so one of the other girls came to pick me up the next day, and that's to her house I went to shower. She let me shower in their bathroom. And they let me cook. They let me use their stove and cook my food. And we talked for like an hour, I think, me and that one girl, and we connected. And it was like 5 people living in one house. It was a really nice house. And they were all a part of the church, and they all got a place together. And so I was just kind of there. Like, obviously, we don't need another person in the house, especially if you can't help us pay the bills. And I don't know these people, so I'm not really trying to stay too long. I'm just there to take a shower, you know, super nice. They wouldn't even let me clean up behind myself. Like, I was trying to wash my dishes that I just used. She was like, no, I got it. I'm like, well, I just want to wash my dishes. She's like, no, it's okay. Like, she wouldn't let me. She washed my dishes for me. And then I tried to clean out the bathtub after a shower. I'm like, I'm just about to go clean it. She's like, no, it's okay, we got it. And they wouldn't let me clean behind myself, which is like, I felt kind of uncomfortable. I was like, okay. And then that night, okay, let's go back to the first day. The talisman is gone. I don't know what happened to it. He gave it back to me, because he's like, that's a stronghold you have on your neck. I noticed it when you first walked in, and prior, the girl looked at it when we was in the park before I even went with them, and she was like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, this is just my spirit animal. it's a sea turtle. I mean, it's obvious, you can tell what it is. It's a sea turtle. You can look at it by telling them. But it was missing a fin. And y'all know from my previous posts, it has a fin that's missing. And it has a skull on it. And I like skulls. Like, I've always liked skulls since I was young. And there's a close connection. It's very sacred, actually. Like, it's not demonic. I mean, I guess you can use it as a demonic thing. I guess it can symbolize death. But, like, what is death? And what is life? And what is rebirth? So it's like y'all celebrate Halloween. Like, all these Christians, y'all be having Halloween nights at the church. Like, all of that stuff, I don't even go out on Halloween. Like, y'all be celebrating that, but y'all can't have a skull on my neck. Like, and then he was like, yeah, it has a, he's like, I thought he maybe had picked up on the energy, because I'm like, okay, he just read my energy. And see, this is the issue. You start trusting people because they pick up on something you didn't say, and you're like, okay, maybe they picking up on something around the thing on me that I don't know of, like, that I didn't see myself. But no, it's because it has a skull. He's like, yeah, it has a skull on it. Give it to me. You want to see something crazy? And I'm like, I don't even know if he was I don't know what he was trying to do, y'all. And I let him touch my crown. I don't let him. He was in front of me, and then without me even knowing, some guy came up behind me. He's standing behind me, and they're praying. Everybody, I had my eyes closed because I close your eyes. Obviously, we're praying. I look behind me. This is before. No, let's do before I close my eyes. I'm standing. I took it off from around my neck and handed it to him, and he puts it behind his back, and he's like touching my crown, speaking things. I didn't hear nothing negative. Like, he wasn't speaking anything negative. Like, I didn't have like an aversion to what he was saying. 100%, maybe some stuff, but he was looking at me and like trying to cast the demon out of me. He was like, I'm not talking to you, there's something in you, I'm pulling the demon out of you. Like, and I instantly felt very uncomfortable. Like, I felt violated, and I felt scared. It was a scary feeling because, like, it was scary because once I took not scary, but it was just like, what the fuck is that? Like, I took the talisman off and gave it to him. Why did I give him my shit? Like, that's been my thing for years. I took it off and gave it to this man. He's holding it in his hand behind his back. And then he was like, we released your stronghold or whatever. It's like, it's just a piece of marble. It doesn't have power. You're too attached to it. But something in me was just like, get that shit back. Like, something was like, that's mine. And when he took it, and it could have been right. I'm not saying he was wrong, but this is just my experience or what I was feeling. Once I took it off and gave it to him, and he was like, did his prayer, and he did this thing over my head or whatever, and he had it. He's like, do you want it back? You probably should have wanted it back, but he did give it back to me. And I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and I set it somewhere. And I literally went back in the building and said, hold on, I forgot my necklace. I could not find it nowhere. I looked everywhere. So I'm like, he probably found it and took my shit because, what? Like, it's gone now. Or else I would have been wearing it. It's gone. But I'm like, okay, I released any of my energy to that, and I call my shit back. Like, it has nothing. It's useless now. It's nothing now. But like, it did have sentimental value. That's why I was just like, don't take my shit, because that's like somebody saying that has nothing, no meaning, and it's something your grandmother gave you and your grandmother passed away. Like, that's the same shit. And then he was just like, yeah, ancestors, we don't do that stuff. You go to God, and Jesus is God, and stuff like that. He's like, because they're dead, and like, you don't want to be able to communicate with the dead. And he's like, all of these other stuff. He's like, the day, and I told him about the skulls, and we were just going back and forth. It was like, not a debate, but we was just sharing our opinions, and it was a healthy back and forth. And he was like, I know what it is, because that's part of my culture. He's like, I was from that culture of the Day of the Dead. And he was like, all of that stuff is demonic. I'm like, bro, the Day of the Dead that they celebrate in like Mexico, like, bro, that stuff. And he's like, yeah, Mayans and Aztecs, they were very and the Mexican, like, yeah, Mayans, he's like, they was very heavy with sacrifices, and that's evil and demonic. But I'm like, bro, you eat Jesus' flesh and drink his blood. He was sacrificed by his own father. Like, that's probably worse. That's the same stuff. Like, and you're just trying to, it's just the whole egotistic mind of thinking that your religion is just so pure and holy and it is the only way, and that you're going to be cast into fucking hell if you're following anything that isn't that exact doctrine. And it's just, and then when he took my necklace, I felt like a void. I saw like this black, I don't know, it just felt like losing grounding, and you're floating in a nothing. Like, that's what I felt when he took my necklace and he was holding it. And I opened my eyes. I kid you not. We were praying with my eyes closed. He had my talisman in his hand. And I literally, when he said, "You don't want this back, do you?" or something, I felt like this, when I opened my eyes, I felt this like slip off. It's like you're walking. I gave it to him, and then he was like doing his thing. And I felt like literally felt like I slipped off of a ledge. And then there was just nothing but a nothing. Like, no grounding. And I opened my eyes and I looked in him. And I swear I saw like, I won't say I saw a demon, but that's what it looked like, looking into his eyes. A real demon, not you telling me that I have some demon on me because I honor the cycles of life and death. They think that death is like this condemnation to hell, and you're like trapped in. No, like, death is like literally a portal up to more life. Like, and I'm sitting debating with this girl at the house, like, and she was gaslighting me. It was very minor, but she was totally gaslighting me for what I was saying. And she was like, "I respect it," but you don't respect it if you're like borderline gaslighting. And like, you know, and this is what I was dealing with, y'all. But they did take care of me physically. But now I know, like, just keep your shit to yourself, accept the blessing, and keep it moving. And say, "See ya, it was nice meeting you. Thanks for all of the stuff I needed." Like, that's what it's finna be. Like, not even trusting people just because they say that they're Christian, because some of them aren't. And like, what does that even mean? People are people. Some people are connected to spirits that are not so good for you to be connected to, and just because they're Christian don't mean nothing. But I feel safe. Okay, I'm always attracting Christians, so I'm like, all of them have been good to me. Like, they're always giving me stuff, always just saying, "God loves you, you're protected and loved." And I'm like, so I feel like that's good energy. And I just like, it was just that confusion of like, are they like, it was my feeling being confused, like not on the same page as my thoughts. Like, I'm like, okay, they're cool people, I feel like they mean well, but they're doing all of this whispering. They was doing too much whispering for me. And like, literally when I was standing there, I opened my eyes, I look at his eyes, I see like, I don't want to say a demon, but like, that's what I'm gonna use, because I don't know what else word to give it. I literally felt like I saw demons. For like literally 3 seconds, like 5 seconds, and then it was just gone. And like, okay, these people are just, they mean well. Then I was just back to, okay, I guess they mean well. And like, I open my eyes and I look around the room, and that's when I see this guy standing behind me. Like, I can reach out and touch him. That's how close he was. I did not know somebody was gonna come up behind me without my permission. Like, it was just me and the pastor in the front space, nobody else. But while we was praying and I had my eyes closed, and his head, he was touching my head. This guy that this other random guy walks up behind me. He's standing there the whole time. Like, so yeah, you was just standing. Like, I didn't even know this guy was behind me. I don't know. I guess maybe because, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he thought I was gonna pass out. Maybe he thought, you know, energies might be too strong. You might pass out. He'll be able to catch me if I fall back. Just plain giving the benefit of the doubt, right? But like, that void feeling was a weird ass feeling. And that's after I felt that feeling. I feel like this panicky energy, bro. Like, just this panicky energy. Like, was it around me? I felt it inside of me. I think I felt very uneasy. I really felt like I really wanted to just walk out. Like, I felt after the service, I felt very disrespected, and I felt uneasy. And I was like, I just made an excuse. Let me go to the bathroom. And that's when I went to the bathroom again after giving my talisman back. And I'm just like, I felt strange, like, after that whole thing. But like, and when I was looking around the room, I'm looking around at everybody. They're all whispering and murmuring with their eyes closed while he's praying over me. Like, it's like they're all like syncing up, like on some cult shit. Like, I was like, this is the cult for sure. Like, it's not like, and it was mostly, I'm not gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. There wasn't a lot of black people. Like, it was mostly, I mean, he was like mixed with something, and his wife was like Polynesian, mixed with something, child. But it's like all of these things I felt were just, I don't know. She was Polynesian and Korean. It's like they were like, I guess, of color or whatever. But there was like me and like maybe 3 other actual black girls or whatever. And those are the ones who I went to their place and stayed with them for a night. And he was like, yeah, you have to go. Basically, it's like, yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, it's understandable. But I had a good time. It was just a crazy experience. And then it's just everybody's murmuring and whispering with their eyes closed while he is praying over me and touching my head. I thought I was taken aback. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I thought that they were just like, okay, it's a church. I thought they were just going to be looking at us and just observing. But no, like, everybody went into like a trance. Like, while he was putting his hand on my head, I could close my eyes. I'm assuming everybody's just watching and observing and just observing. But no, like, once he did that, everybody closed their eyes and started whispering and murmuring. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear murmurs, and that's just it. And that's, again, not saying it was anything wrong or bad. Cute girl. I put some nuts out for this girl. That's the last one. You ain't getting no more. Trying to eat all my nuts. But yeah, like, I looked around and I just saw lost people. Like, again, I know this is intuition because, like, obviously you just know, and it lasted for like 2, 3, 5 seconds, and then it was gone, and now I'm just talking to this person again. They're asking me questions, so I have to like come up with answers to respond, and like, so I'm not thinking about that anymore. But I look around the room and everyone, I see people open their eyes and how people are looking at me, and I just see lost people. Like, I just see lost people. Like, even though they're saying they're Christian, they gave their life to Jesus. I'm like, bro, Jesus is an egregore. Like, are you giving your life to something that was created by us collectively? Like, and I even tried explaining to them from my point of view. They seem accepting of my point of view. Until they tried to gloss it over, and they really asked me they were so adamant on pushing me to accept Jesus Christ as my Savior and call him into my vessel. That's what they wanted me to do. They're like, well, you have to say it out loud. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Like, I grew up around Christians. My grandma's a Christian. And it's like, and even she said, don't be trusting these people. Because not all of them are pure. Like, and that's the whole thing. This is planet wide, bro. But like, they do this bait and switch. They do this bait and switch thing where they tell you, they make it seem like it's one thing when it's like a other thing. So y'all just be mindful. Like, this is quite lengthy, but like, the moral of the story, just be mindful with who you let even pray over you or touch you and like put hands on you, or like, and like, they always ask consent, which is cool, but I'm like, can we pray over you? Like, you should probably just say no. I can go pray for myself. But every moment they wanted to pray together, and I'm like, I just want to go pray by myself. Like, I don't need you to like pray with me. But like, honestly, our prayer circles are cool, but I'm like, I can go home and pray with my family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got homeboys, homegirls that I know who I can pray with. Like, these people, I don't know these people. I just met these people, and they let me come take a shower because I spent the night at the church, because the alternative was worse than me sleeping at the church. That's all y'all need to know. But I'm back out here. I'm back out here again, so it don't even matter. It was only one day. Like, yeah, we can't let you stay. But it's funny because she was going on, I guess she was telling me stories or whatever. She was talking. She's still talking. Of just like, some man, they let him stay at the church for 6 months, consecutive 6 months. And he was a foreigner, some Mexican guy, and he was working. But I'm like, so somebody like me, you can't even let me stay like 3 days at least? But they didn't owe me that, so I just think it's interesting. And that was the case. I'm like, but you said 2 nights. And she's like, I don't think that's what she said. But I'm like, bro, that's what she said. So it's just shit like that was throwing me off. And them whispering outside when she was supposed to come pick me up. They step out to whisper, like, what y'all whispering about? And when I walk out the room, I hear them whispering. Why are y'all whispering? Like, what are y'all possibly saying that I can't be included in if we were just sitting talking around me for about 30, 40 minutes? What's y'all whispering about? And then it was just weird when I went to the house and they was praying for me. And it's so crazy. I looked at that guy. I looked at his eyes. He started tweaking, bro. Like, I made eye contact with him, and he was, like, literally tweaking, like it's something, bro. It's, like, some mind control shit. Like, for real. Like, it's a cult. Like, whatever entity or whatever they go into or bow down to. The thing is, there's some Christians you should meet that you know instantly that they're connected. Because, like, God is inside. Like, it's inside. God is not something you go searching for. And, like, oh, this part of me is demonic. It's not. Like, the girl even said it. It's so toxic. She was like, yeah, we're born with sin in our hearts. And we're impure because we're born that way. And so you have to call on Jesus Christ to come inside your vessel and purify you. That sounds like some rapey ass shit. No, thank you. You're born pure. Like, what are you talking about? You're born with a dirty heart. You're born with sin. That's what the girl said. I'm like, baby, no. But I'm like, and I was gonna sing these hymns to this girl, to one of the girls, to one of the melanated girls that was there. Yeah. I mean, they were all like mixed, but like, let's just say black, right? I believe one of her parents was like Sudanese or whatever. I was gonna like, the energy was super strong when she was in the room. Like, I felt the portal open like when she was in the room. And then she was like, they was all gathering around me like asking to pray. And that's the one who I was having the debate with. And I was just like, they all asked me to like sit and like, can we pray? And they're all looking at me, bro. And then one of the girls' energy was so awkward. Like, there was no resonance. And I know, it was just awkward. Like, I didn't want to be around her. Something was like, I just got up and walked away from her because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be around her, like, at all. But she was like, why don't you come back in here with me? But I'm like, I assumed she wasn't fucking with me because the energy was super awkward. She was looking at me all like, So it's just like, are they even fully there? Like, 100%. I feel like they are. I feel like they're just people who they wanted something. Again, with the bait and switch. With the bait and switch, that's like learn people. Not all of them, because I met some dope Christians who are like, yeah, I'm gonna do this on the weekends, but I still look like, that's good balance. But they were just making it seem like there's no dark side to them. Like, humans naturally have like this, what you call intrusive thoughts, or like, like somebody make you super angry, you want to snap on them. Like, all of that is a part of you. Like, the Satan is just the lower aspect of you, and the Jesus is the higher aspect of you. Jesus and Satan were homies. Like, who told y'all they was somehow different? If Lucifer is the light bringer and Jesus is the light, like, duh, they was the same being, just different polarities of the duality, like yin and yang. And they just love to demonize other. Yeah, with the Muslims or these other religions don't have it quite right. The only pure is this. But I'm like, bro, actually, I've looked at all of the religions. The purest is Buddhism, not even Christianity, because it's been tainted. Look at the scriptures. Buddhism, you can go through that, there's nothing impure in there. But they want to think they're so high and mighty, and it was like, bro, they're so egotistical, and without even realizing it. And I really thought that they meant well, but I'm like, bro, you're like, I have this theory that like it's splitting people, like it's like siphoning off of people's discarded parts, but like you need to be whole. You need to be whole. You can't just be like, there's just joy and happiness, I never get sad. You need sadness. It has lessons. You need pain. It teaches you lessons. It's the full experience of being human. So now y'all are fragmenting people into some sort of trance to serve something outside of themselves when it is already inside of them. Like bro, like, y'all are powerful beings. It's inside of you. Like, yeah, it was just a crazy ass experience. And when they was praying over me before I went to bed, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I did my own prayer, child, after I walked away. Cause like, let me just clear this up, because y'all been praying for me all day and I just been sitting there just nodding. Let me just go do my own prayer and clear this shit up how I need to clear it up, how I feel I need to clear it up. Because y'all doing too much of, let's just all get together, 3 of y'all, 4 of y'all together, bow your heads, murmuring. Like, one will be praying out loud over me, and the other 3 will just look at each other. They'll give each other like this look. And I'm like, why y'all looking at each other like that? And they'll be staring at me, and they'll give each other this look, and they'll close their eyes and start murmuring. That makes me uncomfortable. Like, if you feeling something, say it out loud. Like communicate with me. Like, y'all just being weird and stepping off and whispering and shit. Like, I don't like that. Even if they have a good intentions, I don't like that shit. And like the girl was staring at me. I feel like she was reading my mind, or trying to read my mind. She was trying to read my mental. Like, I mean, we all have these clairvoyant, these abilities. Like, she was trying to pick up on my mental, what I was thinking. She's like, what are you thinking? I'm not thinking nothing. And she kept staring at me. She was making eye contact. And it got awkward because Danae was like, she was just keep staring at me really hard. Like she's trying to focus on something. Baby, you can't get into my field like that. And that's why she's like, whatever. She's just staring at me super hard. Like, she's entranced, staring at me. She's like, whatever thought you have about us being crazy Christians, let that go. We mean you well, and this and that, and we cast out this and that. And they keep asking me questions. Are you piercing witchcraft? No. It was like, we've been where you at. We used to think like that. Now we got called back to Christ. And again, I'm saying that that's wrong. I'm all for Christ. But I think this Jesus energy, I feel like it's slightly different than Christ. Just giving, if you know etymology and vibration, just giving the differences between those, I think it's slightly different. But anyway, like, if you know, you know. Okay? And I just, like, I'm not against the Bible, bro. I'm not against any of this. Like, I feel like, bro, if there was something on me, you don't think my grandmother, who is Christian, my father, you don't think they would have picked up on that shit and cast that shit away? Like, come on, be for real. Like, they really just, it's like a feeding. I don't know what it is. I kind of want to, like, I want to say dive into it more, but there seems to be some sort of weird feeding through something that is pure, like, obviously. Like, just like the cartoons. Like, oh, children love cartoons. Let's pervert the cartoons. Let's get perverts to make cartoons and give it to the children. Like, that's the same energy of what this is. And it's crazy. Like, and then she's like, because I was thinking, she picked up on it a little bit. I was like, yeah, y'all tweaking. She's like, whatever thoughts you have of us being crazy Christians, let that go. I'm like, girl, why are you trying to read my mind? She was, you got that after staring at me for a really long ass time. And they kept giving each other this look, like, you know, people give each other cues. They was giving each other cues and looks, and they were staring at me in like a trance. I won't say zombified, but it's like they started just staring at me, like really trying to concentrate, like making hold contact and really concentrating in my field, bro. Like, and then when I would look at them and just like kind of hold their gaze, they would like avert their gaze and look at each other. Like, that girl couldn't even keep my gaze. Like, I don't know what the fuck. And they was just really trying to get me to convert. They was like, well, I told them, love is my religion, and they were even confirmed. Like, yes, God is love. Okay, what's your problem then? There's no, like, why do you need me to? They wanted me to verbally speak, to call in. They was like, you have to call him into your vessel, and he will purify your tainted, sinful heart, because we're born in sin. No, the fuck we're not. We're born pure. We're the purest of the pure when we're born. And then they taint us. You see how they flip the script? So I'm like, this ain't nothing I want to be around. And I wanted to sing my hymns to the girl because I felt the portal open when she walked in the room and sat down. And this is the Sudanese girl. I've heard, and it was just like, I don't know what it was, but this shit was going off the charts when she was in the room. Like, man. Man. My mind just went blank. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm done talking about it now, but that's my experience. And she was just like saying things like, I opened up to her about a lot of what I like, my philosophy, how I feel about it. And I'm like, she's speaking, I'm like, I'm not about to just nod and say, yeah. I'm like, I disagree. Respectfully, I don't agree with that. And she's like, it's okay, I respect your opinion and whatever. But then she was gaslighting me. She's like, she was so logical, bro. She's like, how can you be a star? You're not a star. Charisma. How can you be a star? It cannot fit. The mass of a star logically, physically is impossible to fit into a human body. I'm like, girl, you a little bit too logical. Like, come on, be fucking for real. Like, reading between the lines. And she's like, you're not stardust, Charisma. You're not made of stardust. And she was like trying to seem like I'm delusional. She's like, this is not it. This is what's it. And it's just like, they try to like, and they were like really pushing for me to like call in that thing and like say the exact like mantra like that they wanted me to say. But I was feeling that need to, again, like I felt with the guy, to get up and walk away and just like breathe away from them. Like, not run away, but like just get up and like walk it off or something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go now. And it enraged me, it triggered rage inside of me, because it's just like, it triggered something inside of me. Like, I was just like, yeah. And then they were just like, you need to find something. You need to figure something out. Go back home to your parents. They wanted me to go home so bad. But, bro, when I tried to go home, like, everything inside of me, bro, I was like, no. Hell no. Why the fuck would I get rid of everything, come here to go back? Everybody was just, like, triggered. Like, I don't know. And then they were just excited once I did get the ticket. Because the thing is, they wasn't going to let me stay another night. I should have moved full integrity, but they were going to, like, drop me back off to the park. Just like, I don't know. It's just, I'm done talking about it. Like, I guess I shouldn't say too much and post it online. But, like, these motherfuckers already know who you are since birth. They probably on your radars since birth. Like, it's like nothing. It's nothing. It's not like it's gonna be some new person coming out of the woodworks in your adult life. They already know who you are. They got your whole chart. They know your whole astrological. They already know what you hear. They didn't know all the stuff. I mean, you got a birth certificate. You're like hot commodity. They want, like, but at this point, the best is, y'all don't fucking come for my head. Don't fucking come for me. Like, it's been rough. It's been rough, but I've been getting through it, damn it. It's just like, I know there's people out there who can relate. If you're like the golden child, or the black sheep, as people like to call it, the one who shakes shit up, stirs the pot. It can be rough finding where you are, where you want to be, because, like, you feel like you're a wanderer. Like, you want to travel, but you're like, dang, I don't want the job taking up all my life force, because these jobs are made to siphon you. The cities are built to siphon your energy and pull it in. What's the problem I have with my city? I can feel the drain on the city, bro. They literally, it's so strategic how they have it, and they know who the fuck I am. They probably hear me. They probably looking like, don't even try. Don't even try. And it's just like, it's just crazy. This whole experience was a little wonky for me, and I just felt a little bit like, I don't know, like, it was in a rage. It's like I can do this. I can go pray by myself, and I can call my mom and dad if I need somebody, if I need a prayer circle. Like, I don't need you complete strangers trying to tap into my field to tell me stuff about me that I already know. And it's the same energy of the tarot cards. They demonize, because me and the girls talking, it's like, we're not into, she's like, she used to be into that tarot, she used to be in that, but she got saved and delivered. And again, I'm not saying these cards, like, I don't feel a pull towards that either. But I'm not saying, I'm not going to demonize all these other things when y'all do a ritual of drinking his blood and eating his body. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's all is all is all. It is, but it ain't. You're like, it's just a feeling. It's like a resonance, an inner knowing. Like, you already know. And I was trying so hard to get this girl to see, because she was like, I mean, they were all women, but, like, she was like the other black woman. So I'm like, girl, like, you're so, come on, be for real, be for real. And then I'm like, your mom is everything. And I was like saying, like, mom is like mother's source. And then she was like, no, babe, no. She's like, he breathes the life into the nostrils and animated Adam, and Eve was split from his rib. I'm like, bro, what? That's the misogynistic bullshit. Bro, that's where the demons is at. Anyways, I'm just saying, if y'all into that, just be mindful. Anyways, it might be, yeah, anyways, it was literally giving, excuse me, it was literally giving, like, what was that movie called by that P.O. Jordan guy? What's it called? Sunken Place. It was like, for real, the sunken place energy. But I'm like, I'm good. And it literally flared up rage in me, because I'm like, I see that demon coming out, and I'm just I felt very awkward, and like, it was just one of those things of feeling disrespected, because they assumed that I had a skull on, that I was somehow demonically possessed. Like, yeah. And then that's that. And to really say that, yes, de muertos is somehow evil. Like, and then he's like, yeah, because you're not supposed to honor ancestors. We don't praise them. We go straight to, but I'm like, Yeah, and then they will do this thing where they show you something to try to prove their point, and it actually contradicts their point and proves what you were saying. So it's like we're saying the same stuff, but y'all getting caught terminology and ego. Like, yeah, but that's my experience. That's my story. I didn't expect for it to be this long, but this made me want to dive into this shit more and, like, I don't know, make the connections between all. I made the connections between all of them. But anyways, I'm tired and I'm thirsty and hungry and it's hot, but the sun is doing me right. Yeah. So be mindful and just trust yourself. Gosh, that's a huge lesson of this whole experience. Trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. You are infinitely connected to the source. Like, brown skin girl, black woman is source. Like, what? Anyways, yeah. Be mindful who y'all even interfacing with. Like, bro, with the wrong person. I'm just call myself putting in these applications. I'm asking the girl for the information, and she doing too much talking. Like, can y'all get to the fucking point and not do too much unnecessary talking? And I started to get a headache. Like, be mindful who you're interfacing with. And it don't matter what their religion or what their title is, because your ego's doing all of that stuff. Pay attention to the fruit. Look, it's in the Bible. The fruit of the trees, the fruit that is buried by the tree. Like, if you don't feel a resonance instantly, your body is literally the intelligence system. If you feel that gut feeling, pay attention to that gut feeling. If you get a chill on your arms, if your coochie dry up or something, your anus itch or some shit like that. It's in for everybody. But sometimes people really be making your coochie itch, or like your coochie will dry up and stuff, like, for real. Just like when you see somebody that you're attracted to physically, which is also divine. I feel like I want to get more into that too, like astrological and like bloodline and your genome and how you're attracted to a certain genome type. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But like, just like somebody, like it posts or something, when you see somebody you like or you like attracted to them, and there's probably sexual compatibility, which is also, it goes back to astrology. I just feel pushed to go deeper into that. Deeper. But yeah, all of that is relevant, like what your body is telling you. So like, don't even feel no type of way or be apologetic about what you feel. And then like, it was just so much bullshit. And I had to like really be humble, because I'm not really trying to cuss no Christians out. Yeah, y'all be treating me well. I'm not trying to go there. I try to be respectful. But like, man, it was just enraged me, and I was trying not to cuss. Because they were just like, yeah, you're gonna have to basically go. And I'm like, I can't stay another night. And it's like, they only wanted me to stay another night if they saw that I was about to make the decision that they wanted me to make. They was like, God wants you to do this. But I'm like, everything in my body was like, no. Like, it got really, like, it was aggressive through my body. Like, bro, like, it was like a no. Nothing in me wanted to go, like, do what they was trying to get me to do. And they was like, God, like, don't listen to people telling you what God said. Or that's just giving the energy of these tarot readers. Like, your ancestors have a message for you. You know, like, how you fucking, they not gonna come to you. The fuck? It's the same exact energy. It's just funny seeing the polarity. And the whole thing was ironic. And that's why I say all is all. Because literally that same day I was hit up by these people who do like this very sexual, very erotic like this, be baptized, my devotees. Like, it's like a church themed thing, but it's obvious, it's erotica. It's like striptease. It's very, very wild and erotic. So having that happen that same day, and to go to a church that she was like, yeah, it used to be a bar where people go get drunk. I think it's funny. Like, it's just like, yeah, we can't be putting people on pedestals because they think that they have like this higher religion, and they get caught up in the mind and forget about their primal. They want to throw their roots. That's that feeling that it was like trees just floating up there without any roots, like, and not the good floating where you can navigate. There was nothing. Like, you have to have your primal intact. I feel like I'm gonna be diving deeper into this. I should add this to the thing that I'm not gonna say. Y'all gonna find out when you find out. Like, your primal is important. Like, don't be detached from your primal. And that's it's literally what the spiritual community is doing. They're doing the same thing that these Christians was doing. Like, trying to disconnect you from your primal, from your instincts, from your groundedness, and try to have you floating up in some ideology, some logical. The girl, she was hyper logical. Like, damn, chill. Like, don't take it so literally. Damn. The fuck? You're not made of stardust, Charisma. Yes, I am. And yes, so are you. And you're a star. And you're a light being. Like, what? And then they want to go worship something outside of themselves, Jesus, which is the same as Lucifer. It's just different ends of the spectrum. It's the same being. Y'all split the being in half and damned Lucifer. When Lucifer, you need him. Who gonna come for throats? Jesus wasn't throwing hands. He let people throw stones on his ass. You need this. You need the sword intact. Like, what you gonna do in the, like, what's like, they're literally the same. It's just funny how they like take it and they flip it, and it's all you. Literally, the whole Bible, it's all about you. All of the stories, all of the movies, it's all about you. It's you. You're the one. You're the one, not the zero. Actually, you're the... Anyways, I was trying to remember that quote from Janae's album. Anyway. But I think that's it. You're the one, not the two. Literally the zero. You're infinite. You're everything. And that girl thought I was so crazy because I'm like, bro, you're literally... They talk about... It's just crazy because I could not penetrate her ego. Because like I told her, like, we're saying the same exact thing, but you're giving it different words. And Muslims are saying the same thing, they give it different words. This Allah, Yeshua, Yah, Most High, God, Universe, all of it is the same thing. Stop, you're just making it different. Stop making more words. No more words. Like, and that's it, that's all. Trust yourself. Stay grounded. You need to be grounded into your primal, into your instinct, into your earthly. Or else you're going to be floating around like these people, just floating up in ideologies and concepts without actually going through the fucking experience. Like, they want to have all of these... That's what the Western world is. All these ideologies and concepts about things without actually getting the experience of what that thing is and judging it just by how it looks or what you think it is, but you have not stepped foot. You hating outside the club. You can't even get in. Like, literally. Anyways, I'm done talking. This is way longer than I thought it would be. But yeah, stay tuned. I really want to kind of tap more into that, actually, which is me. So like, I'll just give gratitude for this. And it was just so divinely aligned, actually. I just give gratitude for this lesson to dive me deeper into myself. Like, there were reflections. And just saying that sounds so fucking cliche because everybody's saying it. But we're all connected, literally. Anyways, I need water. I mean, there's so much more there. I just don't feel like talking more because it's hot and I'm thirsty. And I'm hungry too. But yeah, I'll spend the rest of my money on ice cream. I do not regret it. I have no regrets. Yeah, say body in your breath and your bliss.